Hey y'all, it's RJ here, and you're listening and watching Real Talk with RJ, my next little episode here. Kind of wanted to talk about a couple of things. First, my hometown, Orlando, has recently been all over the news because of the terrorist attack, the radical Islamic terrorist attack on a nightclub that happens to be a homosexual nightclub called The Pulse, and it's in the downtown Orlando area, which isn't all that far from where I live, so kind of was, I don't go to nightclubs personally, but, and I'm not homosexual, so I definitely wouldn't go to that nightclub, but I think too many people, number one, this is a terrible, tragic, incredibly sad situation, and very scary, too. I think I heard that it's the largest mass shooting in U.S. history, which is unreal to think of. So this is going to go down in the history books, and it's just been really sad, and it's been really, you can even just kind of feel it in the air, like outside, out and about town and everything. There's just very somber kind of a mood. It's just very tragic what happened, that over 50 people lost their lives, and I think over 50 more were injured where they needed to go to the hospital, and thankfully a lot of people in Orlando, stepped up and donated blood. They had the, correct blood type needed, and they stepped up and donated blood to help those individuals that were trying to survive in the hospital. So it's just been a crazy, past, few days. It's just been it's just a very sad thing. But I think, as usual, and both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats, are making this into some kind of political nonsense. It's like, that guy was a radical Islamic terrorist. He had connections with ISIS. He carried out a mission. And whether it was a hate crime against homosexuals or not, no, it was a act of terror against Americans. Because whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, homosexual, straight, if you're a citizen of this country, you are an American, first and foremost. So this was a horrible, tragic attack, terrorist attack on Americans on American soil. That needs to be the focus. And sadly, it's becoming too much about the politics of, was it a hate crime against homosexuals and the LGBT community and this, that, and the other, and then it turns into an issue of gun control. So because the guy was using the AR-15, I think it's an assault style rifle, because he used that, which is legal to purchase, everybody's saying, nobody should have that kind of gun. Well, wait a second, that gun isn't used to do just like kill a bunch of stuff at one time. A lot of hunters use this recreationally, and also, to hunt for their food and whatnot. So just because somebody uses it for that, the gun is not what is wrong. What's wrong is the person. So it's like if somebody had cancer and you punish the doctor. Like, no, it's the cancer's fault. So if it's the person that's pulling the trigger, shooting people up, it's that person is responsible. The gun had nothing to do with it. The gun was just a tool. Because if it's not guns, he could have had C4, he could have had explosives. I mean, there's a number of different things he could have used to kill the people he wanted to kill. Because the bottom line is, whether you regulate guns or not, someone that far gone and that crazy and that radical in the Islamic faith that they think they need to kill people, they're going to do it one way or the other. So to me, it's like, if anything, there should be less gun regulation, so law-abiding citizens such as myself have more more access to purchase guns to defend ourselves against these crazy people. Because imagine if at that club 4 or 5 of the people had concealed carry permits and that club allowed people to carry their guns in. Maybe this whole thing wouldn't even be an issue. He might have still killed a few people, but if somebody in there, law-abiding citizen, had a gun, bang, shoot you in the head, we're done. Kill him before he kills everybody else. So it's just everybody's, President Obama, both, like I said, both sides, Republicans and Democrats, are using this situation as a political thing, and it's not. It is an act of terror, and we need to deal with it in the proper way, in a constitutional way, and I think the best way to deal with it is to lift gun regulations and try to teach people as best we can that, the Islamic faith, I mean, if you're going to follow the Quran for what it says, it clearly talks about killing the Jew, killing the infidel, and the infidel to them is anyone who's not a Muslim. So, but even they're killing the Muslims too. Like, if you're not an extremist in the Muslim faith, if you're not a terrorist, like if you don't hate everybody else, like if you're just a moderate Muslim, they're gonna kill you too. So it's really sad. And I wish we would just focus on how to make it better in a way that, people, non-profits and non-government run entities step up and try to make a difference. So just kind of wanted to mention that, and just to say to keep praying for us. And it really has been, an adjustment to be like, wow, I live in the city where the biggest, largest mass shooting in history of the country has ever occurred. That's pretty heavy when you think about it. Next thing I wanted to talk about was dating and online dating. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. Like, if you're not ready for a relationship, don't get on these sites like eHarmony and Match.com and some of these other ones where people are paying a subscription. Like, they are seriously searching for the person they want to spend the rest of their lives with. And you just playing games is like, if you're not, and look, men, this is to the men specifically, if you are not ready, and here's what you need to be ready to be in a serious relationship that's going to result in marriage. Number 1, you need to be mentally and emotionally stable. So let's say you just recently got out of a bad relationship and she did a number on you and blah, blah, blah. Deal with your issues first. Get all that baggage, get all that stuff out of the way. Get it dealt with. Okay? If it takes you 6 months, a year, however long it takes you, deal with that first. Get it out of the way. Get it done with. Okay? That's number 1. You want to be of right mind and have, pretty consistent emotions, like where your emotions aren't all over the place, okay? Because I certainly don't want to deal with that in a guy, or anyone else for that nature, and other women I pretty sure would concur they don't want to deal with that, okay? Number 2, especially if you're a guy who's in your mid-late 30s, maybe 40, because I'm 34 years old, so like my age range that I search for in a partner and a spouse is like 32 to like 43-ish. If you're like 40 years old and you're talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to school and get my degree in this, but yet you want to have a relationship, you want to be married while you're doing it, so what are you expecting me to do? That I'm just gonna work an extra job, or I'm gonna work and support you? Like, that's not my role, okay? Because I'm approaching this from a biblical Christian worldview. My role is not to be the provider. That's your job when you're the man. You are to have, at this point in my life, in my mid-30s, I'm looking to settle down with someone who has a steady job, who has his career already established. He's already doing what he wants to do. He's stable financially, staying on his own 2 feet, spiritually, relationship with the Lord Jesus, saved, everything, all that going for him. I don't want you to be, like, kind of in the middle of trying to figure out where you are, like, because then what am I going to do? If I was in my 20s, some young thing in my 20s, like, okay, not a big deal, because you're still kind of figuring out who you are in your 20s, and so I can understand that. That'd be different, But when you're like 40 years old, pushing 40 years old, no. Honey, I'm not about to support you while you try to figure out who you are. Get your crap together first, so that way you can provide a consistent, secure, stable home for your wife and potential children. So until you're at that place, back up, get off these sites saying you want to get married, back up, fix your issues, work your crap out, get yourself stable, okay? Because that's something that we look for. I don't want someone who's like from job to job to job to job and doesn't know what he wants to do. Like, I can't take that. And most women don't want to put up with that. I'm just being honest, and it's not a knock against you as a person. It just means figure that stuff out first before you bring the wife into the picture. Because until then, you're just wasting my time on these websites, and I'm trying to find the person who's already knows who he is, already pretty much established in who he is, and who is ready, okay? Ready emotionally, mentally, spiritually, knows where he's going, already has his goals in place, already has his career in place, has his own place, okay? I don't want to marry a man who was living with mama. Sorry. No. Because not only does that mean that you're potentially not financially responsible, but also that means you're a mama's boy, and I ain't dealing with that. Because when I get married, I will not play second fiddle to your mama, okay? So have your own place, your own vehicle, your own stuff, and be stable, and already be established in who you are, okay? Because that's the point of view that I'm coming from. And I need to marry someone either on the same level or higher. Because if I marry below, like we're not on the same level in our lives, I'm going to be so unhappy, and then I'm going to make you miserable. And that's how a lot of us ladies feel nowadays. Like, so men, please, okay, please, get your crap together. Make sure that's said and done with first. And then women, do not put up revealing pictures of yourself as your profile and talk about how cute and sexy you are, because that's not cute and sexy. Like, look at me, I'm covered and I look good, alright? So don't put that up there, because then what kind of guy are you trying to attract, man? Maybe you're trying to attract the bad boy who just wants to use you for a night and then drop out of the picture. Maybe that's what you're looking for, which is pretty sad. But if you're like me, looking for a monogamous, serious relationship, courtship heading to marriage, that's not the kind of pictures you want to put. You want to put stuff where you are fully clothed, ain't nothing hanging out, they're tasteful pictures, and try to put stuff of you, in different places doing different things, so it looks like, you have a well-rounded life, which most of us do, but sometimes we don't take enough photographs of it to really demonstrate it. But I've just been so frustrated with these men who don't know what they want, who can't commit, who don't have the time. They're on a dating website and they want a serious relationship and want to be married, but yet they have no time to commit to doing so. It's like, come on, stop wasting my time, stop leading me on, get your crap together and then come back when you're truly ready. So that's just what I think about that, because I've just been super frustrated with the whole dating in general. I mean, I've tried recruiting friends and family members to find me somebody. Have they done so? No. But maybe they can still find somebody. I don't know. So I've been trying myself. I've done different, church groups. I've gone to different events. I've tried so many different things, and I'm just to the point where I'm like, what else is there for me to do? I don't know. I must be looking in the wrong places, or just, I don't know. Oh, the joys of being single at 34. It ain't cute. Anyway, I'm cute, but being single at 34, that ain't cute. Alright, so I just wanted to, talk to you about those things, about the Orlando terrorist attack, radical Islamic terrorist attack in Orlando, and the online dating, because I know you women out there, and maybe some of you guys too, you understand where I'm coming from. It's just so frustrating. Like, then they get upset when I ask them questions. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Where all we have is this little instant message through this website going on. So I gotta ask you questions. Even if we were face to face, I'm gonna ask you questions. Where are you from? Do you have a job? Do you love the Lord? Like, I'm gonna be asking you things. It's just, I don't get it. Woosah. Pressure points. Okay, so anyway, that's what I want to talk to you about. So, a friend of mine, we did a video talking about kind of some tips for online dating, and I think we've been having some issues with the video, but hopefully we'll get that resolved, and then I should at least be able to post up a link to it on my Facebook, and I'll tweet it out, and then she'll post it on her YouTube channel. And her YouTube is Josephine Pierre. She does makeup tutorial and fashion, but we just decided we also wanted to kind of get together and just laugh and tell some advice, give some advice and tell some stories about online dating. And so it's going to be a really good video. We just got to work the kinks out and get it uploaded. So hopefully that'll be soon. So stay tuned for that. And until next time, God bless you. Take care of yourself. Stay in the Word. And just stay focused on the Lord and live your life to honor Him. And that's all we can do. Alright, take care. God bless you.